Hi guys and girls, and welcome back to Great is Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and trying to keep out of mischief. This is going to be a little bit of reading. It feels a little bit squeaky bum time, all right? So this is, I don't know how to describe it really. We're not going to look directly at what happened or what has happened in Plymouth overnight. And we're not looking directly at what's happened in Croydon, an Asda, I believe, in Croydon, but we're looking at the silence of it. It seems to me, and admittedly, I don't have live TV to my humble abode, so it may be on the rolling news and stuff like that, but normally if it's in the rolling news, they clip it out and whack it on YouTube at some point. See, none of it. None of it. It's all about Southport, all of it. Which, quite rightly, to some extent. But when there's just one news story, 9 times out of 10, in my humble opinion, they are not talking about something else for reasons. So that's why we're gonna have a look at why is nothing being spoken about, talked about, what has happened in Plymouth, what's happened in Croydon. In the last 24 hours. For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. And remember, this is entirely, alleged. There we go. This is, remember that, right? Specifically on stuff like this, entirely alleged, absolutely pulling it out, me flappy bot. So, Lover's card. That was not what I was expecting to come out. Partnership, togetherness, almost like they're speaking as or not at all in one voice. I was reminded of the Borg from Star Trek, the Thinking Man sci-fi, and it was like, we are the Borg, resistance is futile, blah 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 blah, that kind of stuff, speaking as one voice. So if no one's talking, that's it. Tower card. That feels troubling. I'll come back to that. Ace of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. These two feel like the alternative news where I've learned what you can at the moment because no one's speaking, right? So they're like doing journalism stuff. They're not under, a D notice or anything. They're not kind of being shut down or whatever it may be. They're able to speak from a place of love and affection, kind of the Knight of Cups here, kind of speaking of truth, that kind of thing, from a place of love. The Tower card here does feel disturbing. And what I mean by that is almost as if the wrong lessons have been learned from Southport. It's that kind of, due to the embarrassment and trying to save face and all that kind of stuff, and no one believing a word Stutter and Starmer said in his little press conference to make the big man kind of thing. I had to cover up for the reasons and stuff, and it was important and blah blah blah. And it's like no one believes him. It's just like you're talking absolute nonsense. And it's interesting, within a week or so, he can start an investigation and an inquiry into all that, but he can't set up an inquiry about what's been going on for 20, 30, 40 years. Interesting that, isn't it? Interesting. Especially when if you just scrape the surface of the sort of councils, shall we say, and the sort of the people whom connections, it's like, okay. It's not because you're trying to cover up that connection there or anything. But it's disturbing. because it's disturbing. The reason why it's disturbing is because the people, frontline flunkies, lower grade, they're very concerned by this because it's not the normal way of doing it. That's what the disturbance feels like. It's like, but what do you mean we can't talk about it? What do we mean that we're not talking about it? There's videos online. We were rolling around with, armed police in Plymouth, for hours and all that kind of stuff, and you're going to pretend it didn't exist? What are you on about? It's that kind of energy. Five of Cups, exactly. Exactly, the Five of Cups. It's like, what do you like? The three cups spoiled, and it's like cover up, ignoring the Two of Cups behind the back kind of thing. It's like, but this is what we normally do. The Two of Cups feels like it's the people that we were just talking about there. What do you mean that we're not going to talk about this? What do we mean that we're turning our back to the media and to the people that pay our bills and all that kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean that we're not allowed to talk about this? It's that kind of, like I said, disturbance, confusion, center, the master plan I got there. The Magician feels like a flunky from the government. Does not feel necessarily like Stuttering Starmer at this present time, but they're the ones that is like the master plan. It's like, okay, we know X, Y, and Z what happened at Southport and X, Y, and Z, and we're going to kick that in the long grass because the public inquiry is going to take years and blah, blah, blah. Which is, like I said, a week or so ago, it was going to take 6 years to do one inquiry, but this inquiry can be, we'll learn lessons along the way. It's like, oh, shut up. The more they like the confliction between the two inquiries, the more the stupidity of their statements is how I feel, humbly. It's just it's showing themselves as just disingenuous. I'm trying to be polite. But this is the puppet master, it feels like, pulling the strings of the web of the spider there, the magician. It's kind of like, you shut up, you shut up, you shut up. That kind of thing. Queen of Cups. Lots of emotion over here. For the new boys and girls, this is the foundation part of the reading. We're going to continue on with some more layers of cards and stuff in a second. So we're just trying to get the players at the moment. But notice how the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups are trying to be outwardly, kind of like looking outwardly, both heading in the future direction, as it were. The Magician is staying still, centered. And it's very much, there's no action here on their side, official side. Over here, it's kind of more and more people stepping up to the plate, it feels like. I'm not saying a vigilante or anything like that, but kind of alternative news and kind of sharing knowledge that they know and what they've learned and all that kind of stuff. Because if you haven't seen the images for example, Plymouth, just if you're not on Twitter, this is why you're on Twitter. You just type in Plymouth and you'll see the videos and see the reports and see the photos and and it's like, bloody hell, So it just feels very strongly like these people are going to be sharing, because it's journalism. If the professionals are not going to do it, and I think that this is consistent energy that we're getting here and have been for several months now, where Pluto is in Aquarius now. So it's like, which is all about the smaller guy taking control back, that kind of thing. Small businesses, small institutions, small government, that kind of thing. It's it's very much they're setting themselves up. It's like you're not special in the journalism sense. You're not special. We can do this. And if you're not going to do it, we will. It's that kind of energy from these two. Page of Wands. When I put it down, it was a narrative. It felt like not an intuition. It felt like a story, a narrative. It was like, aha moment. Okay, we'll just filter out a little bit. Okay, this feels like October in Southport all over again. Months later, you go, oh, by the way, just a little kind of kick, just a little kind of, there you go. There's a little kind of crumbs. There you go. It's like, because it feels as if, oh, but we don't know much about the situation. They know a lot about the situation that they could talk about. That's what I'm getting very strongly here. And that's why the disturbance up here with the tower. It's rocking, like I said, the frontline people, the kind of the lower peg levels. It's freaking them out because it's like, this is not how we do it. So they're questioning themselves. Am I in the right place? That kind of thing. Maybe this is not the institution that I want to serve. That kind of thing. Alarm bells are going off. That's the kind of the tower that I'm getting there. So, but this feels like months later, someone kind of go, oh, by the way, someone's been charged for this or whatever, right? The unknown card, notice it's one of the 4 extra cards in this deck, by the way, which we call and refer to as the Epic Arcana. Notice it's on this side here, people taking up the reins, taking up the responsibilities themselves, that kind of thing. The unknown card is all about, we know what's inside that egg. We have faith. We don't have to break it open. We have faith in the situation. We can lean on that faith. We are doing the right thing. We are being called to do something here. So if they're feeling like that, we have to step up and actually do, as the example I gave earlier, and have to start up their own kind of outlet for journalism and stuff, that's what they've got to do. It's that kind of leaning into that faith that there's more here that meets the eye, and they're willing to. It's almost like enough is enough. I'll do it. Yeah, that kind of thing. So one side is kind of taking control back. Holding on to the reins, taking control, keeping control. Very much hiding things, cover up territory. The other side is, this is not how it's supposed to be in an open society, in a Western society. This is outrageous. I can do journalism. It's not that hard. I can do it myself. It's that kind of death card. Rebirth, reborn. Normally. This feels like what they're trying to push through with the inquiries, in my humble opinion. And we may refer to this back, remind me, that we'll be coming back to this. This feels like the outcome tarot, the third layer that we normally do. It's like, where is it going to go from here kind of thing. But this feels very strongly like locking down the internet, censorship, more kind of control and regulations and blah, 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 you know? Overarching energy, 4 of Swords. This is the calm the F down card for me. So the fact that it's coming up here, this is going to be, it feels like this web of deceit, of lies, of cover-ups, of pulling the strings, the master plan, whoever those representatives are going to get wound up because of this here, yeah? For the love of their community, the Ace of Cups, for the love of the people, the sort of society they want to build. Not that they're kind of self-righteous, but they feel very much like they believe in holding powerful people accountable, and that's what's clearly not happening right now, and not happening for the last couple of months. Underlying energy, the Beyond card. Another one of the Epic Arcana. It's where your soul, your third eye, higher self, higher being are all in alignment. So it's very much that belief structure there, the unknown card there. So everything's calm. It's almost like calm before the storm, I would say, with the Four of Swords. Calm before the storm. So let's get into this. I know it's a bit more of a serious subject, but it's just one of those things where it's like, it's so blatantly obvious. It's so blatantly obvious. I have found coffee. Hold on. I found it. It's all right. It's all right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Oh, let me just... Oh, I may have put a bit too much honey in. Oops. Yum, yum, yum. Better. So if you're new here, hello. Welcome in. Please, if you're enjoying this reading, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, ding-a-ling that bell. And in the comments below, if you're reading along, if you can kind of educate myself in the greatest good village, that'd be amazing. And of course, that is where you can suggest future readings as well. I will be looking into I haven't looked at the comments today. It's just been one of those days. But after this reading, because I was drawn to this reading, I will be looking into that. And that's where suggestions for future readings exist. And you can thumb up other suggestions and vote them up, as it were. And that really helps me out to kind of work out what people are interested in. And that's what I do. So, here we go. So, prediction deck. Tensions escalating. So this partnership, for the new boys and girls, we obviously, the lovers, we're now putting on this. Tensions are escalating. The pressure is already on. Quicker than they expected it to be, it feels like. Tower card. The damage is done. Like we were saying, you can't kill an idea once you've planted that seed. Yeah? If you get me. It's people are now questioning internally. It's like, this is not what we do. This is not what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be serving the people, the working people. We're not doing that. What is going on? Ace of Cups. Stay put. Okay. Nice and simple. Lies and deception over the Knight of Cups here. The lies and deception, almost like they're trying to expose it. Yeah? With these offerings, this trying to working as journalists, as if the journalists are not going to do it themselves. Yeah? Because if the journalists... this is the thing. This is the foolishness of people who think they can control the narrative in some respects. Is that you can't put I believe it's called a D notice to shut people up, media outlets up, if you don't know who they are. You can't kind of like beforehand go, all right, lads, we're gonna send you a document, a legal document saying, shh. You can do it to the BBC, the Guardian, you can do it to the Telegraph or whatever. You can do it to Talk TV, whichever place you get your news. You can't do it to an independent unless you know them prior. They don't know these people. They're going to be speaking truth as best of their abilities. 5 of Cups. Planned outcome. Shutting it down, keeping it quiet. The Magician. Notice how we also look at how the cards are triangulating and which are touching what. Yeah. So this Magician, like I was saying, pulling strings and stuff like that. The Magician is going to be replaced very soon. No, sorry, no. They're going to try and replace a narrative very soon. They're trying to change the narrative. At some point, they're going to start trying to change the narrative. I think this is the Page of part of the Page of Wands here, because that feels like the narrative we were talking about. Queen of Cups, fake news. That's what they're going to label it as. That's what's going to be. It's going to be tarnished with, oh, this is even though they're trying to, and like I said, it feels truthful this side. Okay, they're doing the best they can. So exposing the lies. However, the fake news, that's what they're going to be branded as. Oh, it's just fake news, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I found coffee again. My throat gets really dry doing all this. I don't know why. Maybe it's that time of year where it's just, you can probably tell I've got a few sniffles. So I'm fine. I just got a little sniffle. So the Page of Cups. Oh, sorry, the Page of... Why did I say cup? Well, it's cups all over it. Page of Wands down here. Manipulating the narrative. Exactly. Exchanging it, manipulating it, changing it, spinning it, whatever you want to call it. And that's the planned outcome. But the damage is done. These people, it feels like they are going to start speaking out. They are the ones that are going to start kind of like tidbits, sources, that kind of thing. The Unknown card. Foreign occupation. That feels very much like, you know what? That feels like, especially with the community up here, stay put, stand your ground kind of energy. This feels like the outside influences here with the magician pulling the strings of the web, the government, the outsiders coming in, telling the locals to shut up. It's that kind of energy. The Death card. Royal family. Overarching energy. So many people involved. Yes. Underlying energy. Good outcome. It's finally going to be all right. We're going to be breaking through on this. The royal family, I'm feeling more kind of like people getting their sovereignty back a little bit. That kind of realms. Yeah. Standing their ground, feeling their worth, that kind of thing. So how's this going to go? The Death card, especially. Where's this going to go? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Right. Ooh, hello. So, quick communications, quick movement, Page of Wands again. Notice, because I always look at the pictures, if you knew. The pictures are so pretty. Very pretty. Notice how this wand is being used as almost a wall or a shield or a guard or something, yeah? To guard themselves from all this kind of information and movement over here. Okay, the frustrations, the bombardment of all these different questions, and they're just like, nah, you're not worthy of answers. Queen of Swords, though, standing her ground, truth coming out. Do you see what I mean? On this side is the truth, exposing the lies from behind the scenes. Almost, actually, oh, we got the Death card again. Sorry. Almost, actually, that's the perfect illustration, actually, is almost like if you think this is kind of, it isn't, but if you imagine that this is kind of what we were talking about, the BBC News, ITV, Talk TV, blah, 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 Guardian, whatever, and the authorities are blocking them with the whatever, right? That is literally here. And then suddenly these lot exposing the lies, exposing the truth. Death card, end of the lies, end of the deception, speaking it out. Planned outcome. They're going to kind of come back. Fake news, labeling people, kind of charging people for tit for tat kind of energy because they're being exposed and they've got the power, they think. So it's like, okay, we'll slap you down kind of energy. Sorry, I found coffee again. Very thirsty today. And there's the celebration. The celebration over here, exposing the shenanigans, because, and this is the important thing to remember, and I think everybody, it's kind of ingrained in everybody now, is that what we have, the public, have learned from the last couple of weeks talking about the grooming gangs and stuff like that. And I just need to be careful on YouTube language, right? Because of that, everybody's got it it's ingrained in them that councillors were involved, knew about it, were covering up. Police officers knew and were covering up. The authorities, the authorities here knew then and covered it up. And now they're covering it up again, in my humble opinion. But this is the celebration. It's like you've exposed yourself kind of energy. By rushing in so fearless, like, not fearlessly, what's the word? So kind of, it's not fearlessly. It's more kind of like, it's not in proportion to what is being said. So violently, I suppose. So with such, going after a fruit fly with a bazooka is the image I'm getting. It's that kind of such velocity, I suppose. With obviously it's the Knight of Swords, but with such slap down, exposing it, yeah. Instantly, people know. Page of Cups. Page of Cups here feels very much. This is the domino effect. If you're lying about this, what else are you lying about? You see what I'm saying? People clubbing together, Newswiki, that kind of stuff. People sharing knowledge, sharing information of the public domain, getting that information out there. Manipulation, 8 of Cups. Retreating, it feels like. Remember, these are the outsiders coming in, controlling the local population. So this is very much retreat. It feels like, okay, this hasn't worked again. We're going to try and have to do it from like parliament level or whatever, shut people up, whatever. Hermit card. What's that one again? The Hermit card is normally about reflection, similar to the Calm the F Down card, kind of reflection, kind of reviewing, meditating, that kind of stuff. But the first thing that came to mind is almost like kind of like a lighthouse, kind of like a floodlight, kind of was it wartime when they had that beacon, kind of like to see the planes, and it's just shining. This lantern is shining on them, and once again they can't move, they can't shake because they've done it, and it's so easily to kind of expose, sort of thing. Justice at the end there. Judgment, bloody hell. This sun shining the light on the illuminating the situation. Yes. So no matter how much they ignore it, it's going to get out there so fast, so much, because it affected so many people. So many people know. Yes, it happened at midnight. Yes, it was like most of the population were asleep. I was literally just about to go to bed, and then Twitter kind of like ping, and it's like, what? That's how I found out about it. It's that kind of energy. So this death card is very much putting an end to this controlling kind of blockage, craziness. I'm being told the Kipper deck for this one, so let's have a look. Because like we say, there's so many people that know about it, so many, you can't put it back in the box. And isn't it interesting? We have planned outcome underneath this, and we had planned outcome over here. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, so let me tidy up the place. I'm trying to tidy up the place. You're making a mess. The OCD amongst us are pulling their hair out. Hold on, let me help out. There we go. Right, so no, I'll put it back a bit. Oh no, I've made it worse. So 3 cards, please, for this reading. 3 cards for this reading, please. Cut the deck. Right. Wealthy man. Community. Yeah. Wow. Wow. The wealthy man feels more of like a collective individual kind of thing, where they are, it's like they're coming in from the big city, right? Coming into the peasants kind of energy, right? Coming down, lording it over them, going, we know best. We get paid to do with, you wouldn't believe how much we get paid to sort this stuff and control stuff and blah, blah, blah. That kind of arrogance. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. This kind of overly compensating kind of energy, if you get what I'm saying, over this community. And then justice coming out. The truth of the situation coming out. There's an innocence here. Feels like the victims, unfortunately. Underlying energy, mature woman. I feel like in this reading, that's Cooper. Or Mrs. Balls, as we should start referring to her, Yvette Cooper. Because obviously, isn't it weird? Right? Because I feel like this is a bit of a weirdness. Isn't it weird that Labour and the left kind of lot, because Sturgeon was another one, never took, like they got married, but they wouldn't take the husband's name. So most people, for the longest time, didn't realise that Ed Balls and Yvette Cooper are husband and wife, right? Similar to kind of the chairman of SNP and the leader of the SNP. It's like, on paper, you wouldn't think anything of it. It's just like, okay, but if you don't know, you don't know. So yeah, Mrs. Balls, Yvette Balls, is behind this. And this innocence here, yes, the victims was the first thing that came to mind here, and that was horrific, kind of like wave there. But this is more, this feels like kind of the spin almost, kind of, butter wouldn't melt. We're just trying to protect the working people. We're just trying to do our best. We're not doing anything wrong. It's absolutely fine. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy about it. So I think we're going to leave it there. I can put them down there. So if this resonated for you, that's fantastic. If you're playing along and you know certain people and parts, and please put them down in the comments down below. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.